Welcome, mindful parents. In this video, I'll be talking about the mother's guilt that many feel during Ramadan and what to do about it. Many of us, including myself, can feel very overwhelmed during Ramadan. And we can have this sense of unable to accomplish things and do things like we used to do it before we even had kids. Some of us can start Ramadan with a huge list of different things that they would like to accomplish during Ramadan. However, when Ramadan starts and you're unable to finish all these tasks that you have set before Ramadan, you start to feel guilty and resentful and just negative. So I'll be sharing 5 tips to keep in mind. Tip number 1 is reframe your thoughts. Many of us mothers forget the fact that parenting in a peaceful and a positive manner is actually a form of worship. So instead of feeling that you're not doing anything for yourself during Ramadan, think of your parenting as your road to worship. Reframe your mind and purify your intentions and be more positive and present intentionally for the sake of pleasing Allah. Step number 2 is make sure you take some time for yourself alone. It could be 5 to 10 minutes. You'll be surprised by what can 5 to 10 minutes actually do to you. When you plan this ahead of time and you take that 5 to 15 minutes solely for yourself and you focus on worshipping and connecting Allah by reading, by prayer, by dua, by dhikr, you will get charged and energized. And the fact that you plan it ahead of time and you can tick it off your list, you can feel that huge accomplishment every single day when you tick it off your list. Step number 3 is to multitask. I know as a mother, sometimes it's really hard to sit down and just focus for long periods of time by reading Quran or listening to a lecture. So what you can do instead is multitask by listening to a lecture while you're doing other things. You can be sitting down with your child and listening to a lecture. You can be cooking or cleaning, also listening to a lecture, or listening to Quran, or just saying dhikr. Step number 4 is create an inviting space for your child to play independently. It is important that you become selective of what type of toys you put in that area. Make sure that they are open-ended and they can be played with in multiple ways. Too much toys can be overwhelming to children, which would result in them not being interested in playing independently. So when you set up your area, make sure that it is minimalist. It is the toys are shown clearly and it's inviting for children to go and choose something to play with. You can also rotate it every single week. So some weeks you would have specific toys. Take them out and put different toys so the children will stay interested and connected to their play. What you can also do is the night before, prepare a very small independent activity where you can put down on the floor or on the table, which would invite children to come and play. And while they are playing, make sure you take that time to do something for you. Step number 5, and it's a very important step, is to plan ahead of time. Something that you can do is plan all your iftars ahead of time. It could be before Ramadan or it could be on weekends where you sit down and you plan all the iftars for the coming up week, shop and prepare everything on the weekend so your week is more smooth. So do it when you have the extra help. So if your partner is home on the weekends, try and do it on the weekends so that you know somebody will be with the kids while you are planning for the rest of the week. What some mothers do too is they prepare some meals ahead of time before Ramadan and freeze them. For example, making cheese rolls or sambusas where you can make them before Ramadan and freeze them. And when Ramadan comes, iftar time, you just have to cook them really quick and put them on the table. I hope you found those tips helpful. Remember to create peace at home for a peaceful world.